What's going on, guys? Let's go back to the early days of Xbox 360. Back to a little game that takes you to an underwater dystopian city. In 2007, Ken Levine and Irrational Games came out with BioShock, a game loosely based on the book Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand. The game centers around billionaire Andrew Ryan, a Russian immigrant who made his fortune in the United States by striking oil and wisely investing. Soon, he was one of the richest men in America in the 1930s. Seeing the ways of the country, and the parasites as he calls them, wanting part of whatever Ryan has, he devised a plan to build a new utopia. One that was, well, I'll let him tell you himself.
I am Andrew Ryan, and I'm here to ask you a question. Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow? No, says the man in Washington, it belongs to the poor. No, says the man in the Vatican, it belongs to God. No, says the man in Moscow, it belongs to everyone. I rejected those answers. Instead, I chose something different. I chose the impossible. I chose Rapture. A city where the artist would not fear the censor, where the scientist would not be bound by petty morality, where the great would not be constrained by the small. And with the sweat of your brow, Rapture can become your city as well.
Yes, that's right. Ryan used his whole fortune to build a city under the ocean called Rapture, where people can do as they please without the restraints they'd face up on the surface. The game mainly focuses on Jack, who at the start of the game seemingly causes a plane crash in the middle of the Atlantic. Jack, the sole survivor of the crash, stumbles upon an oddly placed lighthouse that takes him down into Rapture. Once there, he's befriended by a kind Irishman named Atlas, who guides him through the city, which at this point is in ruin.
Would you kindly pick up that shortwave radio?
I don't know how you survived that plane crash, but I've never been one to question Providence. I'm Atlas, and I aim to keep you alive. Now keep on moving. We're gonna have to get you to higher ground.
Right away, you're only given a wrench to defend yourself against the crazed citizens of Rapture. So what exactly happened down there? Well, once a bustling city of innovation and prosperity, it was the discovery of a sea slug that changed everything. The slug secreted a fluid, now called Adam, that basically alters human DNA.
Are you as good as my daddy, mister? Not if you don't visit the gatherer's garden, you aren't.
When injected, different forms of the substance, which are called plasmids, allow you to either throw fire, freeze people, or even electrocute them. There's a lot of different plasmids. But in order to keep using them, you have to find these blue syringes called Eve. Eve is the substance that powers the plasmids. So anyway, you find out that about a year ago, Rapture entered a civil war between Andrew Ryan and a criminal named Frank Fontaine, who wanted Rapture all for himself. The citizens of Rapture became spliced up with too much Adam and began fighting all over the city, destroying it in the process. By the time you get down there, which is the start of the game, Fontaine is allegedly dead and everyone is just trying to kill you. But at least there's a multitude of weapons you can use. Revolvers, Tommy guns, grenade launchers, and a lot more. As the story goes on, Atlas has you help him rescue his family who are all trying to escape the city. But Ryan puts a stop to that by blowing them up.
You ooze in like an assassin, and then you try to sneak out like a thief. You're no CIA spook. Who are you? Why have you come here? There's two ways to deal with a mystery. Uncover it, or eliminate it.
Now, Atlas wants you to find Ryan and kill him. Along the way, you'll encounter these little girls. But they're not just any little girls, they're little sisters, who go around Rapture harvesting Adam from dead bodies. I know, that sounds pretty crazy. Well, with all the citizens spliced out of their minds, they try to attack these little sisters and steal more Adam. This is where the big daddies come in. If you see a giant guy in a diving suit, that's a big daddy. They go around protecting the little sisters. You'll traverse the city, section by section, and each section that you're in has about 3 little sisters that you encounter.
It's just you and me and all of the tasty Adam I can drink.
Stay away from her, or it is you who will be shot next.
Easy now, Doctor. He's just looking for a wee bit of Adam. Just enough to get by.
I'll not have him hurt my little ones.
A German scientist named Tenenbaum tells you that you can either save the little sisters by freeing them of their Adam, or you can harvest it out of them. Basically, whichever one you choose alters your ending.
Thank you.
While fighting big daddies, or anybody for that matter, if you get hurt during the fight, you can use first aid packs or use one of the many health stations on the walls. But splicers and big daddies aren't the only thing trying to kill you. If you trip an alarm or are seen by a security camera, Ryan will send weaponized bots after you. Oh yeah, and let's not forget the turrets. Basically everything down in Rapture wants you dead. However, the bots and turrets can be hacked to work in your favor. If you successfully hack them, they'll light up green and assist you in battle. Anyway, as you go, you end up confronting Andrew Ryan, who reveals that, spoiler alert, you've been controlled this whole time by, guess who? Atlas.
Did that airplane crash? Or was it hijacked? Forced down. Forced down by something less than a man, something bred to sleepwalk through life until they are activated by a simple phrase spoken by their kindly master. Was a man sent to kill, or a slave? A man chooses. A slave obeys. Come in. Stop, would you kindly? Would you kindly? Powerful phrase. Familiar phrase.
Would you kindly? Would you kindly get this? Would you kindly find that? Would you kindly find it? Would you kindly find it? Would you kindly get this? Would you kindly head to Ryan's office and kill the son of a bitch?
So, you kill Ryan at Atlas's request, and then you find out, another spoiler, Atlas is actually Frank Fontaine. I know, crazy, right?
Nice work, Bio.
It's time to end this little masquerade. There ain't no Atlas, kid. Never was. Selling my line of work takes on a variety of aliases. Hell, once I was even a Chinaman for 6 months. But you've been a sworn, so I guess I owe you a little honesty. The name's Frank Fontaine.
Jack is pretty much Ryan's illegitimate son. Basically, Fontaine and Tenenbaum brainwash you to be a sleeper agent to come down to Rapture and kill Ryan so that Fontaine could take over. But then, Tenenbaum felt bad and went against the whole idea. So now, you have to seek out Fontaine and kill him too. But he's grown too powerful by splicing up with way too much Adam. So you have to pretty much become a big daddy yourself. And I think personally this is the most frustrating part of the game, because you have to follow a little sister around for a brief time while she collects Adam, and you have to hold off 2,000 splicers. It's pretty wild. By the end of things, you get to Fontaine's lair where you have a final showdown. You have to kick his ass 3 separate times and drain his body of Adam. Eventually, after the third time, he goes down, and that's about it.
I had you built! I sent you topside! I called you back, showed you what you was capable of! Even that life you thought you had, that was something I dreamed up and had tattooed inside your head! Now if you don't call that family, I don't know what is! And now...
BioShock is such an innovative game, one that will surely be remembered forever. They've even made 2 sequels and a lot of DLC for it. With the vast environments, creative storyline, and overall just amazing gameplay, this is one of the best games I think of all time. So anyway, that was BioShock. Go on and check it out for yourself. This has been another episode of Console Classics. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.